Can we talk about hair loss, hair bits, and the fact that my grandson now returns parts of my hairstyle to me? Can we talk about the glamorous reality of being a woman of a certain age? When your hair starts thinning, your lupus decides to join the party, and there's enough hair in your brush to make a small critter. Because this is not the kind of thing anyone puts in the brochures for aging. Nobody tells you that one day you'll look at your hairbrush and think, well, if I add googly eyes and a tail, I've basically made a creature. And since my body apparently likes to keep me humble, I've had to add a few hair bits here and there for reinforcements. Nothing dramatic, just a little extra help, a little backup, a little, let's all pretend we don't notice what's happening under here. The problem is children notice everything. My grandson Halen has now taken to casually handing me pieces of my own hair, like a waiter would return a drop napkin. Nana, here's your hair. Thank you, sweetheart. Nothing makes a woman feel youthful quite like being handed a detached piece of her own hairstyle by a 5-year-old. And honestly, if you've ever dealt with thinning hair, you know it's not really funny when you're standing in front of the mirror wondering where half of it went. It can be very upsetting. It can make you feel older than you want to feel. It can poke at every insecurity you didn't ask to revisit. But somewhere between the hairbrush critter, the backup hair, and my grandson returning parts of me like lost property, I realize this may be one of those things where if I don't laugh, I'm going to end up crying into a drawer full of hair accessories and bobby pins. So, yes, it bothers me sometimes. Of course it does. But it's also absurd. And I'm learning that two things can be true at once. I think that's what nobody tells you about aging and health stuff. It isn't one big dramatic moment where you suddenly become old. It's more like a slow collection of tiny humiliations and ridiculous little plot twists. One day, it's your knees making noises like microwave popcorn. The next day, you're discovering your hairbrush could support life if given the right habitat. There are creams, there are vitamins, there are shampoos, making all kinds of promises. There are little sprays, powders, clips, and miracle products that all seem to suggest that if I just spend enough money, I too can once again have the hair of a woman in a shampoo commercial standing on a beach in white linen. Meanwhile, I'm just trying to get through the week without one of my hair pieces sliding off in front of company. And then there's the daily vigilance of it all, the checking in the mirror, the fluffing, the strategic placement, the little silent prayer before I walk out the door that everything stays where I put it and no strong wind, over enthusiastic hug, or curious grandchild decides to expose the infrastructure. I sometimes think my hair situation is less beauty routine and more like a small home renovation. And of course, because life enjoys a sense of humor, the one person least likely to be delicate about any of this is a child. Children are not interested in preserving your dignity. They are there to observe, report, and move on. My grandson doesn't say these things to be funny or unkind. He says them with the calm professionalism of a tiny lost and found clerk. Nana, here's your hair. As if I've simply dropped my scarf in the hallway, as if this is a completely normal exchange between people, as if grandmothers have removable accessories and a 5-year-old assigned to quality control. And the thing is, once I get over the initial sting of it, I have to laugh because what else am I going to do? Sit him down and explain that Nana is currently engaged in a quiet battle against age, hormones, lupus, gravity, and a hairbrush full of evidence? He's 5. He's just trying to be helpful. In his mind, he found something of mine and is kindly returning it. Frankly, he probably deserves praise for honesty and customer service. So, yes, there are moments when I look at my brush and feel discouraged. There are moments when I miss the hair I used to have and resent the amount of effort that now goes into creating the general illusion of still plenty going on up there. There are moments when aging feels less like wisdom and more like a scavenger hunt for missing collagen, rogue chin hairs, and the part of my hairstyle that just landed on the floor. But I also know this much. I have read enough, I heard enough, seen enough people talk about aging as though it's nothing but a running list of losses. What you can't do anymore, what doesn't work anymore, what has fallen, wrinkled, thinned, thickened, disappeared, or started making noises when you sit down, stand up, bend over, or think too hard. And while some of that is true, I refuse to spend the rest of my life acting like my only job now is to keep inventory of what's going wrong. Some days, the healthiest thing I can do for myself is not another supplement or another serum or another panic stare into a magnifying mirror. Some days it's being able to say, well, apparently I now shed enough hair to build a woodland creature, and my grandson has taken a part time job in Lost and Found, and laugh until I almost pee my pants. Because if I'm lucky, I'm going to keep aging. And if I'm going to keep aging, I'd much rather do it with a sense of humor than a running commentary on every body part that has decided to go rogue. So, yes, my hair is thinner. Yes, the brush situation is concerning. And yes, there is now a small child in my life who calmly hands me detached pieces of my own hairstyle and says, Nana, here's your hair, as though this is a completely normal exchange between two people. Honestly, maybe it is normal now. Maybe this is just what this stage of life looks like. A little less hair, a few more sound effects, a drawer full of things designed to hold us together, and one ongoing attempt to maintain our dignity while the universe laughs softly in the background. And you know what? That's fine. Because if life is going to hand me lupus, thinning hair, aging knees, and a grandson who serves as my personal hair retrieval system, then the least I can do is write about it, preferably before the critter in my hairbrush needs its own name.